Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to LegendBTV. Today we're going to be reviewing the newest album from Jonas Blue entitled Blue. And what better way to talk about Jonas Blue? Because I'm wearing blue. Oh yeah!
It's over, I'm circling these vouchers, got me praying and this hunger, I'm feeling something rotten. Last time
Now Jonas Blue is one of those producers that I've been waiting on for a debut album for a while. After releasing several singles, I was just like, come on man, give us that full-length debut. So yeah, as you can tell, I was perfectly on board with Jonas Blue. I like his songs like Perfect Strangers, By Your Side, Fast Car was even okay, even though people didn't like that it was a remake and whatever. Some pretty sounding, elegant, but simple, catchy, pop dance tropical house tunes. But as the singles kept coming out, I was noticing Jonas Blue as a rather formulaic artist. His song Mama sounds exactly like Perfect Strangers, right down to the arrangements and the drop and the build up to the tropical progression in the chorus. Yeah, it sounds pretty much almost exactly like Perfect Strangers, just with a different key. I mean, it's still a fine song, I got no problems with it, but just like Kygo, I feel like the sound will get very stale after a while if he overuses it and doesn't really add too much to this album to really differ from those other songs. Nevertheless, when I saw his debut album on iTunes Dance pre-orders, I was ecstatic. I thought Jonas Blue had the potential to bring a really home run quality album to the table with Blue, his debut album. So, what did we get with Jonas Blue's debut album, Blue? Honestly, it breaks my heart to present to you guys this review. It really does. I had such optimistic high hopes for Jonas Blue's debut album, and it really sucks that I can't say it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to say this album's fantastic, guys, but I would be lying to myself if I said that it was. And that's not to say this album is bad. It's far from it, actually, but it's just, there's something in particular that really drags this album down. I'll get into that. Instead of going track by track, let's go over positives from the album first, and then negatives. This will help you better understand how I feel about this record. So yeah, let's start with the positives. Individually, there are quite a few tracks on here that I would say are pretty good, if not great. The performers, mainly the female performers, have such feminine and beautiful sounding voices. I really love a lot of the performers on here, and even the male performers, I definitely like them. They do some good effort here. My favorite vocal performances have to be on the tracks Desperate, Come Through, and By Your Side. They just sound so pretty and I love it. There's some good heartfelt, love-centric lyrics on this album, and you know me, I love love. You know what I mean? Something I can really feel, and I can get behind that. And the beats overall are nice on these songs. I do like Fast Car, basically because it's probably the most memorable Jonas Blue song, because yeah, it was his first before he pretty much used his formula over and over, but it was the original, and although it does pretty much sound like a Kygo song from 2015, it still is pretty solid. I like the unique sounding drop on Rise featuring Jack and Jack, and while the guitar on the drop of I See Love featuring Joe Jonas lacks tone and really any bite, I do like the groove of the drop there. And wow, Lennon Stella on Polaroid, oh my god, she sounds great. And I also like Jonas Blue as a producer, how he adds this nice melodic touch to his songs, even if they do kind of get drowned out by the snaps and the thin percussion, it's still, wow, my hair. It still provides some nice texture to these songs and really just kind of like bubbles them up with all the love. So yeah, I had quite a few positive things to say about this album, so you may be asking, what the heck's wrong with it? Well, the problem is pretty much plain and simple. This album has strikingly little variety to it. Like, almost none at all. Like, you get a few production elements that are new and different here and there, but it is almost completely samey sounding. Every song has like this tropical instrumentation, and it always has just like these snaps as percussion. He doesn't really vary up the percussion any. And just, yeah, maybe some light piano for flavor. And that's really about it. Which I'm not saying any EDM album that is samey sounding can't work. I love a lot of EDM albums, actually, that have tracks that pretty much sound the same. But it's just these mixes really feel too thin, really, to work. They just feel too simple. And the fact that it's a 15-track album and every song sounds as similar as it does really just frustrates me, to be honest. Like, there's just not enough grit to these songs to really warrant them being copied 15 times pretty much. The tracks blend together so much, and it's hard not to realize while listening to this how formulaic it all is. I really do like Jonas' style, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's why I even reviewed this album to begin with. But it just feels like Jonas Blue was too confident and too complacent with his style and didn't really want to try anything new. Yeah, that would be fine for an EP or like a few singles here and there, but for a whole debut album, that is pretty disappointing. Yeah, this album, like I said, is nowhere near bad. It's fine enough. And I'll definitely come back to my favorites like Perfect Strangers, Desperate, mainly for the beautiful vocals, By Your Side, because I love the melody and the vocals, one of the slightly more different sounding songs in this album, and Polaroid maybe come through as well. But gosh, overall, Jonas Blue played it way too safe on this album, and I can only recommend it if you're okay with Jonas Blue's sound throughout a whole 15 song, almost an hour-long project. And really the worst part about it is, especially towards the back half of the album, is just how predictable it gets, guys. I really hate to say that, but you know, every time you're just like, oh, it's just another Jonas Blue song, you know pretty much exactly what you're getting with this album. And yeah, there's not really any track that I would say really, like, you know, is different than any of the rest. So yeah, I'm thinking of like 6 out of 10 sounds fair. And I really hate to say that because I'm a fan of this guy, but I wanted to give this a higher score, to be honest. But sadly, I can't. It's just not that great. So yeah, that's my review of Jonas Blue's album, Blue. And it makes me pretty blue, pun intended, that, yeah, it just really wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. It was probably one of my most frustrating listens of 2018, but hey, at least I put out an album review. Woo! But yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed my review, this is all my opinion, by the way. If you enjoyed my review, be sure to leave a subscribe, like, and comment down below your thoughts on this review, your thoughts on Jonas Blue's debut album, and what you'd like to see him improve on, or if you pretty much were fine with the album as is, that's totally cool as well. But for me, I would like to see him improve on percussion, because he pretty much uses the same snaps and same predictable build-ups, and I just feel like he can do so much better and so much more on his sophomore project. So let's see what Jonas Blue can come together with next. Because I would hate to see such a talented and promising artist pretty much just fade away like Kygo's momentum is slowly doing, because his sounds just sound the same. Like he's just not fresh or new. But alright, see you next time.